Okay, for number 7, it says, find find the area of one of the loops. So they give me a picture. This is the picture over here. And let me get my highlighter out and indicate what one loop would look like. Well, it's all that, and it's all that. Right, so that's one leaf or loop of this problem. Question is, what's the relationship? And they give the relationship to me. It's r squared equals 36. I'll write this down. Cosine of 2 theta. Again, this is the relationship they're giving me. All right. So what I would do over here is just, kind of look at it and realize I just want an r, and I'll write this down, r. But I want to concentrate not on this plus or minus business, just the positive part. So what I want to claim over here, looking at points, I'm going to start here. All right. And where would that be? Well, I'm going to say that would be, let's see, theta there, I'm going to say is 0. And what do you get there? You would get, 36 of cosine of 0. Cosine of 0 is 1, so 36. So the r would be 6. All right? So this point over here is when the theta is equal to 0. The point would be 6, 0. That's Cartesian point. Then what happens to it? It starts to whip around like this. It's eventually going to come back over here. I want to figure out what that is there. And the way to do that, I realize that, I'm trying to figure out when the r would become 0. And it becomes 0 when the cosine, the argument would have to be pi over 2. So that would be at pi over 4. All right, if theta is pi over 4, 2 times pi over 4 is pi over 2, and the cosine of pi over 2 is 0. So what point would I get over here? 0, 0. All right, so I'm just going to deal with this a branch of the curve. And that branch of the curve could be easily written down. It's the r is always positive. I should say non-negative. It's going to be 6, and it's going to be the root of cosine of 2 theta. Now, if I do the area here, doing my little arcs over here, sort of like this over here, I'd only get half of it. So I'm going to have to double it. Let's write this down. So it's going to be 2. I'm going to start at 0. And I'm going to get a pi over 4. It's going to be 1/2 the theta, which I'm going to say is d theta, and then the r squared. What's the r squared? Well, I got that. It's 36 cosine of 2 theta. What are we going to do now? I'm going to try to simplify a tiny little bit by looking at the number. And that's going to be 36 gets pulled out. 0 to pi over 4. By the way, the reason I'm doubling it is so I get this part of it as well. I want both parts. All right? Then you get cosine of 2 theta. D theta. I'm going to integrate now. 36 times, well, what differentiates cosine is sine. So I'll put this over here, sine of 2 theta. Now when I differentiate that, I get a 2, so I got to get rid of that. So put it over here. The limits of integration would be 0 to pi over 4. All right, let's evaluate it. And what do you get here? Well, 2 goes into 36 18 times. And then I'm going to evaluate this. And you're going to get the sine. 2 times pi over 4 is pi over 2. And the sine of pi over 2 is just 1 minus. And then if I evaluate 0, just 0 there. That's pretty simple. What do you get here? 18. Like I always say, probably checking the key mistakes that happen. Maybe I miswrite it, whatever. But I'm hoping to see 18. I also see work over here. I know a lot of times I blow across the work. If you're struggling with this, you really should look at the work. If you have any question about my work, though, you should bring it to my attention, because I know sometimes I do make mistakes when I do my chicken scratch. All right, and certainly if I make a mistake with my chicken scratch, just looking back over my notes, by the way, I made a mistake over here, by the way, with the 4. I hope you recalled that. I made a mistake here with the 2. I hope you recall that. Yada yada yada. So mistakes are happen. When they happen, what do? Sometimes I correct them. When I type stuff up, though, I do make some attempt to make sure what I'm typing up is correct. All right, like I look over it, yada, yada, yada. But like most things in life, you're looking over your own work. I don't know if it's correct. Maybe I made a mistake somewhere. Bring it to my attention. I'm pretty sure what I'm doing in these problems over here, that my chicken scratch here is matching my answer over here, And I'm going to assume, like, if I looked at this work over here, there would also be a match there as well. Thank you.